Ever wondered what the most common call is after taking an unexpected tumble out of bed? Let's be honest, it's not the most graceful way to start your day, but surprisingly, it's more common than you might think. You see, when you're in the land of dreams, comfortably wrapped in your blanket, the last thing you expect is a rude awakening caused by an unscheduled trip to the floor. It's estimated that a significant number of us experience this unexpected tumble at least once in our lifetimes. Now, imagine the scene. You're jolted awake, heart pounding with the taste of confusion and a hint of fear. You've just fallen out of bed, and the initial shock can be quite disorienting. For a moment you might question the very reality of your surroundings, and your mind may race to comprehend the sudden change in your situation. Our instincts kick in during these moments of sudden disarray. These instincts, honed over centuries of evolution, often lead us to make certain calls that are meant to help us make sense of the situation, to seek help, or to share our experience. Some people might laugh it off, seeing the humor in the situation. Others might check themselves for any injuries, their minds instantly going into self-care mode. There are those who might immediately reach out to their loved ones, seeking comfort or reassurance. And then, there are those who might dial up a medical professional, especially if they've taken a hard fall. The nature of these calls can vary greatly, depending on the individual and the circumstances of their fall. But one thing is certain. These calls are our way of coping with the unexpected, of bringing order to the chaos, of seeking help when we need it, and of sharing our experiences with others. So, what exactly are these calls people make after such a startling incident? Let's dive into it. First and foremost, the most common call is the one we make to ourselves. Imagine this. You've just taken an unexpected tumble out of bed. Your heart is pounding and the shock is still coursing through your system. You're suddenly wide awake in the dark, trying to make sense of what just happened. The first voice you hear is not from a concerned family member or a medical professional. It's your own. This is the internal dialogue, the conversation that takes place within yourself. It's the voice that asks, "Am I okay?" It's the voice that assesses the damage, checking for any injuries or pain. This internal dialogue is crucial. It's your body's way of communicating with you, alerting you to any potential harm. It's like a built-in alarm system, designed to help you protect yourself. It's your body's call to your consciousness, your physical self, reaching out to your mental self. Your mind responds to this call with self-assessment. It's the mental checklist you run through after the fall, the quick scan of your body to ensure everything's still functioning as it should. You check for any aches, any twinges of pain, any discomfort that might suggest an injury. The dialogue continues with a mental reminder, a note to yourself to be more careful. It's the voice that says, "Let's not do that again." It's the voice that reminds you to be aware of your surroundings, to navigate your sleep space with more caution. This internal dialogue, this call to self, is often the first line of defense. It's the first response to an unexpected event, the first step in assessing the situation and deciding the next course of action. It's a crucial part of our survival instinct, our body's way of warning us, of protecting us from potential harm. So, the first call is often a wake-up call to ourselves, a reminder to navigate our sleep space more carefully. After the self-check comes the call to loved ones. It's a natural instinct, isn't it? When we stumble or fall, we reach out, not just to catch ourselves, but also to connect with someone who can help us stand back up. This instinct is not just physical, but emotional as well. It's the innate desire to share our experiences with someone who cares about us, someone who can provide comfort, reassurance, or even a good laugh. Imagine this. You've just taken a tumble out of bed. After the initial shock subsides, you take a moment to check in with yourself to make sure you're okay. Once you've done that, you reach out. Maybe it's to your partner, sleeping soundly next to you, startled awake by your unexpected acrobatics. You share a laugh, a comforting hug, and suddenly the fall doesn't seem so bad. Or perhaps it's your parent in the next room, rushing in with a mix of concern and amusement. You reassure them that you're okay, but their presence, their worry, it's a reminder of their love for you. It's comforting, even in the awkwardness of the moment. And let's not forget our friends, those who are just a phone call away. It's late, or maybe it's early, but you know they'll pick up. You share your tale of the bed tumble and they laugh, they sympathize. They remind you of that one time they did something similar. It's a moment of connection, of shared experiences. These calls to our loved ones, they're not always about seeking help. More often than not, they're about seeking connection, seeking comfort. We want to share our experiences, our joys, our embarrassments, because that's what makes us human. That's what builds and strengthens our relationships. So whether it's a tumble out of bed or a stumble in life, remember this. It's okay to reach out, to share your experiences, to seek comfort from the ones you love. Because in the end, it's these shared moments that make life richer, that make love deeper. Although it's often just for reassurance, this call can sometimes result in a funny story to share or a comforting voice on the other end. In some cases, the tumble out of bed can result in injuries requiring professional help. Now, we're not talking about a simple bruise or a minor scratch. We're referring to situations where the fall has led to severe pain, noticeable swelling, or even an inability to move certain parts of your body. Imagine, for instance, you've taken a tumble and you're experiencing a sharp, persistent ache in your wrist. Or perhaps you've landed in such a way that your ankle is now swollen and tender to the touch. In these cases, it's crucial to seek immediate medical attention. The reason behind this is straightforward. Our bodies are intricate machines, and sometimes a fall can cause more damage than we initially perceive. A persistent pain could indicate a fracture or a sprain, while swelling might be the result of a dislocation or a severe bruise. And it's not just about physical injuries either. A fall can sometimes lead to a concussion, especially if you've hit your head during the tumble. Symptoms such as dizziness, confusion, or a headache that won't go away are all indicators that you might have suffered a concussion. The key here is to listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, it's important to get it checked out. Medical professionals have the knowledge and the tools to accurately diagnose and treat your injuries. They can provide pain relief, set broken bones, give advice on how to best heal, and, if necessary, perform surgeries to repair any damage. This isn't about being a hypochondriac or overreacting. It's about taking care of your health and ensuring that a simple fall doesn't turn into a long-term problem. So, if you find yourself nursing a painful injury after a fall, don't dismiss it. Reach out to a healthcare professional, explain your symptoms, and let them guide you on the best course of action. Remember, it's better to be safe than sorry. If you're in pain, don't hesitate to make this call. Now, this is a call we hope you never have to make, but sometimes it's necessary. Imagine you've had a severe tumble, and the repercussions are more than just a sprained ankle or a bruised ego. It's at this point that you might find yourself on the line with your insurance company, explaining the circumstances and clarifying your coverage. You see, insurance companies play a crucial role in our society, providing a safety net in times of unexpected hardships. And when it comes to injuries, especially from something as seemingly innocuous as falling out of bed, they can be your lifeline to financial stability and peace of mind. Now let's talk about the process. First, you'll need to report the incident to your insurance company as soon as possible. The quicker you get the ball rolling, the sooner you can potentially receive the aid you need. But there's a catch. It's not just about making the call and explaining what happened. You also need to document the incident accurately. This means keeping detailed records of everything, from the time and place of the incident, to the nature of your injuries, and even the steps you took immediately after. Why is this so important? Well, when it comes to insurance claims, the devil is in the details. Insurance companies need to verify the validity of your claim, and that's where your documentation comes in. It's your evidence, your proof, your ticket to ensuring your claim is processed smoothly. But remember, dealing with insurance companies isn't about winning or losing. It's about being truthful and thorough, making sure that all the facts are laid out clearly. So, if you find yourself needing to make this call, don't panic. Stay calm, be detailed, and remember that this process exists to help you in your time of need. Navigating insurance can be tricky, but it's an essential step in case of serious accidents. So, take a deep breath and pick up that phone. You've got this. Finally, perhaps the most important call is the one for prevention. Now let's delve into the ways we can prevent that unexpected tumble from our beds, because who really wants to start their day with a literal fall? One simple and effective measure is the use of bed rails. Just like guardrails on a highway, bed rails serve as a physical barrier to keep us safely in our sleep zone. They're not just for kids or the elderly, but rather a safety precaution for any sleep enthusiast who may toss and turn a bit too much. But what if you're not keen on the idea of bed rails? There's an alternative: rearranging your sleep environment. Consider positioning your bed against a wall. This alone reduces your chances of falling by 50%. If your bed is in the middle of the room, you could also place a soft rug or a pile of pillows around the bed to cushion any potential falls. In addition to these physical adjustments, consider your sleep habits. Are you getting enough sleep? Fatigue can lead to restless sleep, increasing the likelihood of a tumble. Make sure you're hitting the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. And let's not forget about the role of medication. Certain drugs can cause drowsiness or dizziness, which can lead to falls. If you're on such medication, have a chat with your doctor about this risk. There may be alternatives or adjustments that can be made to help keep you safe. Finally, hydration and nutrition play a part too. Dehydration and low blood sugar can cause lightheadedness, which may result in a fall. Aim to stay hydrated and maintain a balanced diet to keep your body in top condition, especially before bedtime. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. Make the call to secure your sleep space today, because when it comes to your safety and well-being, every proactive step counts. So, we've covered quite a few calls today, haven't we? From the unexpected tumble out of bed to the aftermath, we've taken a journey through the common calls that typically follow such an incident. Let's quickly recap, shall we? It all begins with the unexpected tumble, that surprising moment when sleep's embrace is abruptly interrupted and you find yourself on the floor. The first call is often the hardest one, the call to self. It's a moment of self-assessment, of checking in with your own body to determine if you're hurt. It's a call to gather your wits, to shake off the shock and confusion, and to start making sense of the situation. After that comes the call to loved ones. Whether it's a partner in the next room, a family member living down the street, or even a close friend on the other side of the world, reaching out to loved ones is a natural instinct. It's a call for comfort, for reassurance, for a listening ear and a comforting word. It's a call that reminds us of the importance of connection and support in times of distress. Then there's the call to medical professionals. This one might not be necessary for every tumble, but when it is, it's crucial. It's the call that ensures you get the right treatment, the proper care, and the necessary follow-up. It's a call guided by expertise and knowledge, a call that can make the difference between a quick recovery and a prolonged struggle. Next, we explored the call to insurance companies. This call is often a practical necessity, dealing with potential medical expenses, possible property damage, and other financial implications of the fall. It's a call that requires patience and persistence, but ultimately, it's a call that can provide some peace of mind in the face of unexpected expenses. And finally, we discussed the call for prevention. This is the call that comes from learning, from understanding the causes of the fall and taking steps to prevent future incidents. It's a call to action, a call to make changes, to adapt and improve. It's a call that reminds us that we're not helpless in the face of accidents, but rather, we are empowered to take action and make a difference. Each of these calls represents a step in the process, a part of the journey from the initial shock of the fall to the final resolution. They are calls that can be difficult, challenging, and even overwhelming at times, but they are also calls that can bring comfort, aid, and ultimately, growth. Next time you hear of someone taking a tumble, you'll know exactly what calls they might be making. Stay safe, sleep well, and remember your bed shouldn't be a battleground.